Okay, let's get this show on the road. I have to get the right one. Get my little Easter bunny out. I got to do this also. All right. So this is with the macro 100 millimeter f2.8. This is a 1:1 ratio with the Canon EOS R5II. My fourth lens that I used at the Japanese tea garden, or AKA the Sunken Gardens, ex-Quarry. And anyway, I think, if I make a correction, the Portland Cement Company made the Mexican Village. I think it was the Alamo Cement Company that had the quarry that was given to the city, and they made it the Japanese tea garden. And I already gave you a history about the, what happened at, after Pearl Harbor was attacked, and what they did with the plaques and changing the name and stuff. But it's back to Japanese tea garden, okay? Anyway, so landscape mode. I think this one was in a different mode. I forget, but this was for Easter pictures. If you were on Facebook, you've seen some of my pictures that I've showed where the Easter Bunny is holding my camera and showing me how to take pictures. And long story short, I'm getting off the subject. Sorry about that. Just want to make sure it's on the right one. Okay, let's get going. 100 millimeter, no problems with it at all. Just the focal length is a little bit, far, but I can get the far shots. I am thinking about the 135 millimeter. I'm also thinking about other lenses for the Canon, okay? I got a good set with the Nikon. I got street photography lenses for Sony. But with the Canon RF, I think I'm going to go for the longer lenses. I got the 28-70 f2. I got the 24-105 f2.8. I got the 85 millimeter f1.2, and then this 100 millimeter macro f2.8. Yeah, I got a pretty good assortment of lenses, 50 millimeter, 35. You've seen some of them. Anyway, getting back to the macro shots. This is what the lens is about. You can get close up to the subject with a 1:1 ratio instead of 1.2. Yes, it's a bigger lens, but the focusing was spot on. Even with the hazy water, you can see the fish. And that water was dirty where I was taking these pictures. These are all the seedlings and stuff from the plants. So they haven't cleaned out the water yet. And they think I'm going to feed them. But I thought that was a great shot. Blurriness of the water. And anyway, they're fighting for a position of food. And their heads stick out and their mouths are wide open. They want you to feed them. It's interesting. So they got these little fountains which circulates water. So it's very important to circulate the water. So water doesn't become stagnant and become poisonous. Okay. Anyway, different people taking pictures. That guy had a small, I think it was a camcorder. Okay. I had to take a picture of him. And he's taking pictures of the fish or video. So the different flowers, but the macro is fantastic. And yeah, little red is blurred, but look at the main ones I was pointing on with the little hairs. It's incredible. And the wind was blowing, okay? So, and I took 3 shots of this. So this did get kind of in focus because it's in front. You can see it starts blurring to the sides. And I'm trying to get this part sharp, but it kept hitting on that, okay? Same thing here, but at least it's a little bit better. You can see the little web right there. And then of course, this is sharp, and then this is blurred. Here's a bee. And I think it's 2 bees right there. But look at the flowers. I mean, this is why you go out and do some macro shooting. Gorgeous pictures. And that's with the Canon R5II. This is another flower in front of this one. So that was my bad. But like I said, sometimes I got a good shot, sometimes I messed up. But most of them are pretty sharp. I was using the LCD screen. I wasn't using the EVF, so I got a little bit too close, I think, on this one, but just right on that one. So it's a hit and miss. It got the leaves. It didn't get the flower that I was trying to point at. And that's a wonderful shot. Look how close you can get into there. And this lens gets closer to many macro shots than it's better than the Nikkor Z 105 millimeter. I haven't tried the Sony 90 millimeter or the Tamron 100 or the Sigma, but out of the macro lenses that I do own, they're at that focal length. This is the better one. And I do have some DSLR macros too, like the 60 millimeter and a couple others. But look how gorgeous. So the yellow is blurred, but I was pointing on the red. So a couple of shots there. The water was coming in, surrounding quarry. But look how sharp these pictures are. And of course, my waterfall, big one. I didn't do any time lapsing on these pictures, okay? I'll do that another time. And you can see where the moss is growing from all the water flowing. I'm just scrolling these pictures. You've seen them in the previous 2 videos with different lenses. So it's not as wide as the 35 millimeter, 24 millimeter, or the 85 millimeter. It's still a good lens. And I think I will do this one. I have to go back here. And then I did the city skyline. And then the cactus. Now, I was trying to get focused on the yellow flowers. And I was using an EVF, and sometimes it works with the autofocusing and sometimes it doesn't. And I like it is where they carved their initials into the cactus. And that yellow flower is still out of focus, but the plant is in focus. And then I got the flower in focus. Isn't that gorgeous? That's a pretty shot, folks. That's gorgeous. Even part of the stem is, and that's to another flower, by the way. So this flower, there's a flower going that way, there's a flower going to the right. So, and you can see the stems. So I backed off, but look how beautiful, even the green leaves on there. It's just a beautiful plant. So, and then of course the rock works. Can't say enough about the way they keep up the place. They did a fine job. I talked about the little fungus that are in these live oak trees. They need to get them out. There's a Japanese tea garden as I'm on my way out of the Sunken Gardens. And I'm shooting up to that one place that I wasn't able to get in. There was people in there all the time. So I didn't want to disturb them. I got already shots from that bridge looking down. So now I'm down looking up. And of course the stack. Beautiful pictures. I had a wonderful time. More flowers on the way out. I mean, this was a gorgeous shot. Because I got the butterfly. Butterfly down there, and then right there. Different plants. There's a parking lot, which is always full. You have to get there early. Mexican Village on the other side. The Portland Cement Plant, 1907. Yeah, the plant discontinued in 1907. And you see beautiful flowers, different trees, different plants. You can see the gates for the parking. They do close that, all right. But you can still walk into the Sunken Gardens. So they've been having some problems with people, vagrants, whatever, at nighttime, finding a peaceful place, you know, to sleep or rest, homeless. But it's a beautiful place. The old man was resting before he was going to his car. So I took a picture of the crepe myrtle, some plants on the way out, and the barbecue place, which I plan to go to. The barbed wire. Let me just get a little closer. Augie's barbed wire. Smokehouse. And I like the little pig icon. And then, of course, some garbage and other stuff. So I guess the guy lives there in the back. And that's his restaurant. And that's the last picture. So what am I going to end it on? Why not? Nature at its best. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.